Time here in Cape Town, and the final game in the round of 16 for the Women's Rugby World Cup here in South Africa. It is the turn of the host for the first time to take on France, runners-up 4 years ago in San Francisco, up against the host South Africa, who are looking to improve on their finish from last time round. Best ever was in 2009 in the UAE, where they managed fourth. They will be up against it here to take care of a very solid and seasoned French-looking squad. They are the starting sevens for each team. So much experience for the French. Chloe Pell needs no introduction. Camille Grassino as well, playing in her third Sevens Rugby World Cup for South Africa. Solonsi, captain, alongside the likes of Martin Simmers, 34 years of age, 13 Women's Series events and 2 Rugby World Cups to her name. Atmosphere building steadily across day one here. We are sold out for the weekend, and what an atmosphere for these two teams to run into. So here we go then for the final time in the women's event on day one. It is the host South Africa against runners-up from 2018 in San Francisco, France. What a game, Philippa Tuttiette, we have to look forward to.
Yeah, we certainly do, and just listen to that crowd going absolutely hysterical to support their female rugby players. It's so good to see them on this stage. They were here for their first experience in Cape Town in 2019. Nadine Roos, look out for her today. She was their only try scorer then, and I'm sure she's going to be looking to get plenty of tries on the board in this outing. They've got a tough opposition against France. They did their best ever in the World Series, coming second. You really feel like they're brewing something. Lots of consistency in their selection. They've got strength, they've got power, they've got pace on the wing. They're going to be a difficult team to beat. They
certainly are. Scotland's finest, Holly Davidson in charge. The whistle goes, and it'll be France to get us underway in Les Bleus, traditional strip playing from right to left, and the first touch for South Africa, and for their most experienced player, Martin Simmers, a 34-year-old. An early possession for Roos. Nice pass, nice flat pass as well to pick out her teammates. Dies with the ball on the ground, Eloise Webb. Out it goes to Solonsi, one of the two captains in the South African team across the weekends. With a touch for Simmers. And France having to defend early on. Here's Makua. Penalty off their feet. Quick tap and a chance here for the French to Gruset. And it goes to Serafino Kemba. Pass is going to go wide. It should be an easy walk in. It should be, and it isn't. What a clever tackle. Still on her feet though. Chance for Lou Noel. And Noel gets there eventually. We thought it might be a procession. Good cover defending from South Africa, but number 4 for France gets the opening try again.
Really good composure from France there, turning defence into attack. And what about that pass from Grassino? Technically it was all over the place, but the ball got there. That's the most important thing. Nadine Roos does so well to chase back, but that's the physicality, that's the power of these French players. If you go in on them, you've got to go low, chop them to the deck, because if they can get a leg drive like we see there, then they will power over the line.
Conversion attempt then from Gruset, goes right and wide, so France off the board early on against South Africa. Not what the home fans would have wanted, but still plenty of time left in this round of 16 Women's World Cup match. Uluture gets us back underway. Early penalty. Feet weren't quite on the deck, I think Holly Davidson saying to the players, so conceding the penalty. Chloe Pell, one of the more experienced in the French squad at 32 years of age. Former captain, handing over the armband to Jade Uluture for this tournament and indeed for the guts of the season just gone, but she's so important in terms of the experience that she brings. That one just about finding touch, and that'll give her a decent enough platform on the 22.
Yeah, just pinched an extra couple of meters there, didn't she? Bit of a gamble kick, but it's paid off. Really good attacking opportunity here for South Africa.
So Simmers to throw. Line out to South Africa. How they would bring the crowd to their feet if they can get a score from here. Out it goes, wide pass from Webb, looks for Roos, one of the quickest players in the South African squad, but she's not quick enough to beat the cover tackle, and she's knocked it on. Chance to counter here for the French, into the arms of Carla Nessan on the outside. It's gone into touch, and it will be another South African line out. Okemba couldn't get away.
Great bit of defence there from South Africa. Shame they couldn't string a little bit more together in attack, but they certainly fronted up.
Yeah, certainly have so far. So again, it'll be Mathurin Simmers to throw. Just over 3.5 to play. Halfway through the first half here at the Cape Town Stadium. Again, looking for Eloise Webb. Into the midfield it goes. You can see Roos standing wide. Not in to support her teammate, but she was confident she had enough numbers here. Quick tap and go. Thought about it.
Yeah, France really trying to hustle around that breakdown area. The French player thought the South African had fallen to her feet. Thus there was no ruck form. She tried to come round, but luckily the South African player was in control of her body. So the ruck was still formed, which meant she was offside.
So once again, South Africa opting to go for touch on this near side. And again, it's a decent platform if they can get possession from this line out.
It is, and as much as we know possession is key in sevens, it's also about being clinical. It doesn't matter what the stats say at the end of the game, how much ball you had or where you played. They've got to try and convert this into some points to make it mean something.
Simmers to throw. Again, straight down the middle. That one looks straight enough. Going to take it on. Don't see too much advantage being played now. Chance for Webb to dig one out here. Here's Roos. One-on-one on the outside. It's an interesting match. Okemba just lost her foot as she went to ground there. Malinga couldn't quite hold it, but the whistle's gone here. The French haven't heard it. We're going to have to go all the way back. Grise and the crowd on the far side as well, but it's going to be a penalty. It's unnecessary expending of energy here for both sets of players. It's a tough enough game, as you well know, Pip, without mishearing the whistle.
You know what, that's just testament to the crowd here. They literally couldn't hear the whistle being blown. But they're going back for an offside infringement from France, so South African ball again.
There's Joanna Grise for the French, 25 years of age, 24 tries this season, Grise, and 24 line breaks, so we know she knows where the try line is.
Oh, she's been absolutely on fire for them.
Plenty of discussion being held among the South African forwards. They've opted for the scrum here. So 2 lineouts haven't worked. Let's see if the scrum produces a different result. Simmers to feed. Webb standing at first receiver, and they've done a switch on the outside here. So Roos, the player widest of all. Let's see where they go. France having to defend. Done a pretty good job of it so far. It goes out from Simmers. Looks to find space in the midfield. There, Malinga calling for it, but taken into contact, and they've lost it forward. Poor mistake from South Africa, and they're going to pay the price here because France are trying to steal all the way towards that 10-metre line. Gracineau calling for it, and here she is. Huge amount of experience. Camille Gracineau, can she get away? No, she cannot. Good tackle from Makua to put her down. We say, ball on the outside for the French to try and get away. Carla Nessan to Gracineau. Camille Gracineau is going to break the deadlock for her first try and put France to 10 points. There you go, defence into attack in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and that's what makes a quality sevens team. Gracineau, such a key player for France, always runs that offloading line, that kind of cheat line. You see her here with the white scrum cap. She's just tracking across the field, making sure she's there. If she needs to be at the breakdown or she's there for the offload. Really good follow-up play. You've got to feel frustration for the South African fans. They had such a good opportunity in the French 22, but first receiver then, Eloise Webb, she just got caught in 2 minds. She wasn't sure whether she wanted to pass, she wanted to take the defender on, lost the ball. But credit to France, like you say, defence into attack, just like that.
So 30 seconds then, end of the first half. Clean take from Makua. Simmers going the blind side. Not a lot of room here. Just relying on sheer power from Salonzi. South Africa still with possession. They've dominated in terms of possession, but as Philip had just mentioned there, possession doesn't matter if you can't turn it into points, and they've resorted to the kick through here. Chasing the outside, Malinga after this one. Lou Noel, who opened the scoring, protecting the ball, has support as well from Ulutule, the captain for France.
Not on the ball.
Formerly Jade Lepesque, if you remember, before she got married. Huge amount of experience as well. Now, twisting her way, Colin Essan, pass on the outside to Chloe Pell. Chloe Pell over halfway, the chase on to catch her. Has she got enough gas to get there? Chloe Pell, maybe the legs not as long as they used to be. Roos giving chase, but she gets there and skips out of the tackle. It's going to be a third French try, and Chloe Pell, the lungs will be burning after this one.
Oh, Nadine Roos did so much hard work to get back there. You just felt like she was within it. She just needed to make that gamble a few meters earlier. But really good work by France here, exposing the short side there. There wasn't much space, but with a clinical pass and with a player running right on the gain line, you can expose that space. Chloe Pell is literally giving it everything.
So conversion then from Ulutule. France in control here against the host nation. 3 tries on the board. They lead South Africa by 19 points to 0. So then, David Cortex for France giving the halftime team talk. It's as you would expect, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've had a really composed first hit out. They don't look too nervous. They've just weathered the defense, weathered their attack, shown good, strong defense, and like you say, clinical. They're turning it into attack and they're exposing.
Forcément, il faut garder la même intention, mais il faut vraiment ne pas se faire aspirer par l'intérieur. Il faut qu'on aille fermer l'intérieur et plaquer très haut dans leur terrain. Elles viennent à revers, prennent le milieu, d'accord? Donc on garde bien nos ciblages contre l'extérieur, on ferme très fort à l'intérieur. Et à l'idéal, il faut venir plaquer à l'intérieur, d'accord? Agressif dans la zone de contact, et sur les hors-jeux, on prend 50 cm.
One criticism, I suppose, is that they didn't have as much possession as they might have liked, and as the tournament progresses as well, they won't be able to live off scraps and expect the same result here for South Africa. Well, I'm not sure quite what Paul Delport can do to turn things round. Well, he is issuing instructions. Been a key figure in this Sevens squad. It hasn't been easy for South Africa in terms of funding as well. For the first time, they've had dual 15s and 7s programs running side by side here, but it certainly hasn't been easy for the 7s players.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as they've had some great experience, they were invited, onto the World Series in Toulouse, and they had a good hit out. But then when they went to the World Series Challenger in August, they had to change their team.
So, South Africa, Cape Town Stadium, beautiful scenery all around here, and what a day we've had as well. There is the Blitzbokke coming up against Chile in the final game. Hopefully they will have a better start to the first half than the South African women have managed so far, but what a side they are, and the team to beat, one of 3 or 4 favourites in the men's competition. But we are concentrating in the second half in the women's round of 16 here. South Africa with an awful lot of work to do. And it will be Nadine Roos to get us underway. That one hasn't gone 10, not the start they would have wanted. Grassino rising to try and claim that ball.
Tackle, release!
And told to let go, says Holly Davidson. Ball on the ground there. Should be there to use for the French. They can stay in field, the flag is up on the far side. And it'll be South Africa ball. She's 21 years of age. Lou Noel, there she is.
You're pushed to your open mic at the moment, Paulo.
South Africa feeds. Clean ball from Makua. Again, passing not what it should be. Support on the inside. And South Africa having to defend now just outside their own 22. Right it goes. Taken by Nessa. On the outside to Okemba. Still Okemba. Looking for support and finding it as well. Could he say? Nissan. Out to Grassino. Two on the outside. Looping pass out to Chloe Pell. Can she skip round? She can. Chloe Pell gets her second try.
Oh, it's clinical stuff there from France. Just letting the ball do the work, getting it to the edge. They've just got such strength and power with their ball carriers. Look, lovely passing in front, that is key. Doesn't check the runner. It's almost as if Chloe Pell invites players to come to her just so she can use that fend and get away.
There we go. Two tries on the board for one of the most experienced in the tournament this weekend, Chloe Pell. No joy with the conversion, as you've just seen, left and wide, so 24 points to nil then, as Pell takes a well-earned break. Fresh legs on the pitch for France. Yolene Yengo in the centre of the pitch. Little Toulé also going off as well. So France gets back underway. Leaves the brain.
On the body.
Takes it from the restart. Yeah, for Roos, again an awkward-looking pass, and Namba's first touches
She's falling.
have to turn her back on the French defence. Roos again. Under pressure on the 22, tackled by Gracineau. South Africa struggling for space at the moment, and France doing a really good job of rushing up in defence and just cutting out that pass option, forcing the knock on at the breakdown, and they'll have the scrum.
Good defensive work there from France. You just kind of feel South Africa, they're just indecisive. There's no sort of clear plan as to what they were trying to do. But then again, you know, we talk about the fact they haven't had that much time together. Yes, they've gone through a few tournaments this year, but every single time we see a different squad, multiple changes as they're trying to balance that dual code, representing in 7s and 15s.
Set.
Another chance to go here. Gracineau. Straight pass. Yengo manages to hang on. Tackled by Webb.
No.
Still going forward. Still not a tackle though.
Use it.
Holly Davison calling the French to use it. If they can't, it'll be turnover ball. It is turnover ball. Taken into contact, not used. Really good defence by the South Africans. De Bruyne, well done.
Okay, time off.
Some old school 15s tactics there. Getting on the player. As long as the player doesn't go to the ground, it is not a tackle.
Okay, girls, step up.
And as it was going backwards, the ball eventually will get turned over to the opposition.
Gracineau going off.
Crouch. Bind. Set. This is square.
There's the feed from Simmers, and again France managed to put a shove on, and a chance to go wide if they can get this out. They have De Grisey looking to find. Brilliant finish. Serafino Kemba gets her first try in Cape Town. She likes this stadium, I can tell you. 6 tries at Cape Town in the 7th in 2020, and 1 here this weekend at the World Cup.
Lovely clinical play there. Initially, the first pick up, the first receiver just runs in towards the defensive line, sucking in 2 players there, and then you just see its hands away. Loads of space for Serafino Kemba. I think that is going to be the first of many this weekend.
Yeah, such a clinical try-scoring machine for the French. The conversion stays right and short. There she is, Serafino Kemba. First try of the weekend. As the crowd try and keep themselves warm. Well, not easy to stay warm if that's what you're wearing, Philippa, but they look happy nonetheless. Paul Delport, well, he can afford a bit of a smile for the weekend, that's in it. As I say, he's been a fixture in that women's 7 squad over the past few years. France get us back underway. Yengo, nice and high. Underneath Jasson to make the tackle.
Just the timing.
Under 2 minutes now to play. France in control. And passage pretty much secured now to the quarterfinals. There she is, fresh legs, Yann Jasson. age. 25 years of age. Been a a decent amount of turnover in the French squad over the last few years. The likes of Shannon Izar, not there anymore. A few more we could name as well, but some young players coming through, and that's what you want to see, is finding new talent and fresh talent.
Yeah, absolutely. French rugby seems to be going from strength to strength, not only in their 7s, but in their 15s as well. They've got lots of exciting depth, which is great to see.
Yeah, you wouldn't bet against the French, really. In the 15s World Cup, England, France, New Zealand quite strong, but certainly the top 2 in Europe decides to beat as we approach the World Cup. But it's the 7th World Cup here we're concentrating on in the French 7s. 29 points to the good against South Africa. Real battle for that ball as Joanna Grisset continues to go forward. Did she drop it? No, it was a legal high tackle on her. Did well. And it goes to Yengo. Ties with the ball. Into support is Dezou. One of 2 18-year-olds in the French squad, Dezou. Pass goes out from Noel, but it went forward. And South Africa will have possession back with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, frustration for the French fans then. That would have been a guaranteed try. They'd done all the hard work. They'd created the space. Just couldn't get the ball away quick enough.
So one last chance for South Africa. Can they finish with a try here? Give the home fans something to shout about.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Free kick. There's the hooter. Last chance to score for South Africa. Another penalty.
On your hands to the breakdown.
Hands to the breakdown, says Holly Davidson. Right they go. Quick hand to the outside to Alice Mali, and then lovely exchange. There's that ball. Roos, no room to run whatsoever. And France get the penalty. Deciding to continue play. Yengo gets on with it. Looking for another score here. The fresh legs for France. Jasson. Room on the outside. Noel all the way out to Christian. Still Christian. Desperate South Africa defending. Do they have the legs to get there? They do. Roos with the tackle. Yengo. Space on the right-hand side. Surely, no, it's not to be. There is the full-time whistle then. So France safely through to the quarterfinals. They've taken care of business against South Africa, and they've won out by 29 points to 0.